everybody. So, I did not bring enough business cards for everybody, just so you know. But, luckily it's a website, so anybody who is interested can go on the website as well. I want to keep it really, really short as well. So I'm going to play the video. It's about 45 seconds. It's kind of something that we developed when we were at the Cinco County Fair earlier this year. We were looking for some kind of gimmick that would kind of explain really quickly to people who are passing by booths at the fair and give them a touch base, something that they're familiar with, a concept that they already know, to understand a concept that's new to them. So this is probably going to be very loud, but luckily there are subtitles. If you guys can't see it, then it should be good enough.
There's this gathering for county council, and I want to know where I go online to find out information about it. Well, if I can't find out anything about it before I go, then what's the point? Okay. This piece says you can go to this council. What's the point?
So what we did was at the Cinco County Fair, we set up this puzzle piece, 1,000-piece puzzle. It took us 3 days to finish it, but then what we did was we actually intentionally hid a few puzzle pieces from the puzzle. So we had this group that says try to finish this puzzle in like 5 minutes. You know, people would come up, people like puzzles, they would start fiddling around. Once they walked to the booth, we would tell them. So when you try to finish a puzzle and you're missing the wrong pieces, it's like when you're trying to go to vote and you don't have all the information you want. A lot of people who run for local office, they don't have the websites that are needed for you to go on and find out what that local candidate believes or what they stand for. And so we try to fill in those gaps. So what I've done is I've created a website that does kind of like dating for voters, almost. Like how eHarmony or Match.com would show you your compatibility between a man or a woman that you're trying to date based on what your views are, what your interests are. We do the same thing in politics. So through this website, we take this survey that people go through and they sign up and they just answer a bunch of questions about themselves. Like what do they believe about gun control, immigration, social security, taxes, education, foreign policy, whatever, and we're computing that into the map. So we take whatever the candidate has stated publicly or whether or not they've gone through our survey as well. And we just run map analysis. And the end result, the voter will see compatibility results between themselves and some U.S. senator or state representative or sheriff or whatever, county council. And we also break it down by 14 different political views. This is easier to see on your laptop, but you got like 28% compatibility based on Joe Donnelly's views on the economy, whatever that voter would be. So we track all of that, and then for a business model, because this is all free, what we're actually doing is we're taking lot voter data, and we are selling it back to candidates or political parties as polling data. Much like a polling data or a polling company would call you up on the phone and ask you a bunch of questions about what you believe, we're doing the same thing, but we're giving you a result back that you can use. So there's a benefit to the voter. We create a relationship with the voter where we answer questions for them that they have, and then the information they're giving us is basically data. So that gives us the ability to expand out, and when we are approaching political organizations like the Elkhart or St. Joe, Republicans, Democrats, or Libertarians, or whatever political party decides to run for office, we have information that we can spit back out to them, where we're tracking based on whatever precinct they're trying to grab the voters from. We can show them the compatibility is down by precinct as well, or statistical analysis of voters in that area. So this creates an opportunity for the voters and for the candidates as well. And I just realized I didn't really give you guys a backstory on why I'm doing this and why I care so much. So I got started in politics when I was like 15. I was homeschooled and I had the opportunity to go visit this guy who was sitting across from a businessman. He was for a lobbyist organization. And he was so passionate about what he believed. I was like, this is really cool. I like to interact with people. people, and I like being passionate about things, so I decided to see what this was. And in a campaign, all you're doing is you're talking to people about what you're passionate about. And so I got really involved in it for the next several years, where I was just volunteering for campaigns left and right. It got to the point where I was making somewhere around 200 or 300 phone calls a day, just asking people to vote for whatever candidate I decided that I wanted to help. And the thought dawned on me, there is a lot of money, a lot of money that goes through the campaign's war chest every year to try to figure out what candidates believe. And when they're running their media campaigns or whatever, they are using something that is it's a term known as swag, and it stands for scientific wild bud yes. And they're basically trying to figure out, okay, if I run this media campaign or whatever, and I'm trying to get these voters to vote for me, I'm using this polling data that I'm grabbing from these polling companies. That information is it's like spitting in the cup. I've looked at that data that they have from national organizations that they've done, like Gallup polls or Reuters or whatever, or Zaki, or Pew Research, and that stuff is just, it's not in depth. And so the idea was, how do you establish a relationship with voters where you were giving something they want, because everything in our economy is based on incentives. You have to create an incentive for your user so that they want to use it. Whatever your customer is, they have to want the thing that you're giving them. Calling them on the phone and asking them a bunch of questions and not giving them something back doesn't create that relationship. And so we developed an analysis where we can say, this is what your views are, we can solve this for you. A lot of us don't have the time or the resources to do all of this research ourselves. I'll try. And so a couple years ago, I was living in Milwaukee here, and I had 34 people running for office in a primary. Like 6 people running for the same seat against each other in the Republican primary as well. And I had no idea about who any of them were. And so I'll see you. And so basically that's what this is. It's free, and then it's a business model where it makes handout as well. It just tracks